Shoot! Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Gonna get straight into it today because I feel that I've got quite a lot that, if needed and if given the opportunity, I could ramble an awful lot about this pack or this series of packs. What I want to do and what I'm starting and planning on starting, this is the first video of them, is starting a series of videos that looks into, for me, and this is my own personal opinion, but the most iconic backpacks out there, packs that really have stood the test of time, and yeah, I just feel for me have achieved like an iconic status in the EDC world. This pack's been going for quite some time, so obviously you've seen from the thumbnail we're going to be looking at here. This is the Rush 12. Now just add to this as well, so this is the Rush 12, there's also a Rush 24, a Rush 72 and a Rush 100. There are a different line or different sizes depending on what you're going to be doing with this backpack. So I guess it's more of an overview of the Rush series rather than this particular pack, although we will be looking specifically at this particular pack. Hopefully I'll be able to make some future content on the Rush 24. As I mentioned, this is the second, this is a 12-hour version, but it is also the 2.0 versions of the Rush series. So what they've done is they've took an already iconic pack and just added to it, which is just absolutely amazing. What I thought to do is I'll start off with the differences. So I know the original Rush series incredibly well, so I'll be able to point out the differences between the two. And one of the things that seems a bit strange that it's been missing, but this is what we'll look at. So here is the Rush 12. The 12 is not because it's 12 litres, it's 12 because you should be able to get in military service roughly 12 hours worth of equipment and stuff into this. That's why the 24, although it's a 37 litre pack, it's roughly for 24 hours worth of kit stuff. So one of the first things that they've added to this, knowing that the military really have adopted this, quite a lot of military servicemen and women, so they've come back from wherever they've been to and they've been using these packs. Again, it's why really was one of the most iconic packs out there. And 511 really recognise the fact that this is being used a lot more for EDC and a lot more for civilian use. The first one in there is an easy access CCW section on the front. So here in your organisation panel behind this now, there is a hook and loop strip which pops open really easily. There's also a gap between it, so if you need to insert your index finger into there to be able to then open it up, you can do. You can get in there and then take out a CCW if you need to, put it back. It also makes it very easy as well if you are carrying this on your shoulders and then you need to be able to swing it around underneath to be able to get your CCW as quickly as possible. It's a good little addition actually, although here in the UK we struggle with things like CCW and the fact that we just simply can't do that, but being able to have another easy access panel in there makes it, it's just very useful. Now the last 2 or 3 features that they've added to this really just to make life easier, and definitely for civilian life it makes it a lot easier. First thing that's in there now is a new padded laptop section. Here in the Rush 12, which is a 24 litre pack, the padded laptop section takes up to a 15-inch laptop and they fit in there really easy. So if you're commuting using this to get to the office, you know that something's secure in there, but also if there are other hard items in there, because it's padded, it's going to make sure that those items don't hit against it. It's also a suspended bottom as well, so if you're again concerned about putting this down onto wet surfaces or dropping your pack, it will make sure that there's at least 1 inch or 2's worth of distance between the bottom and the laptop itself. The next couple of things that are on here, they've revised the internal organisation section here on the front, which is just so that you can get more stuff in there and it's easier to get to. Also on the front section here you have 2 large pockets that you can fit in AR or AK-47 magazines. And the last bit really is here up on the top. So on the top here now you have a very nice fleece lined pocket which goes all the way across the top and has quite a large mouth to be able to open to get things in and out of. If you want to put your glasses in here, then you can make sure that they're put in and they're not going to get scratched. Now they're the main differences between the original and the 2.0 versions. There is one thing that I've noticed. You may possibly notice it here on the back, and there was a drainage grommet here on the back which isn't there anymore. When you lift the pack up, there were two, one each side, that's been took off. I don't think that's added or took away anything from it. They've probably done that due to some feedback that they've had. Just seems a strange omission. So they're the main differences between the original Rush and the 2.0 versions. When you look at the Rush 24, the Rush 72, you'll find that they're mainly the main differences between the originals and the new versions. Now, as I mentioned, we will look into this pack, which is the Rush 12, and to give you some information about this. So as I've already mentioned, it is a 24 litre pack which measures 45 centimetres by 28 centimetres by 15 centimetres deep. It's actually, as far as a backpack's concerned, especially one around the size of 24 litres, the actual footprint on your back when you've got it on, it has quite a small footprint, and that's mainly down to the depth that you've got here. So it feels a lot smaller when you've got it on, but you still get a lot of the advantages of having a smaller pack, but it's a 24 litre pack. It's constructed from 1050D nylon, which adds to the weight of that. Because it is a very strong, robust material, it comes in at 1.4 kilograms. Not particularly heavy, but again, not particularly light. If you're using this for school or for commuting to work, when you've got stuff in there, you're really not going to notice 1.4 kilos when it's fully packed. All of the zippers on here are YKK zippers, and they're the larger, burlier style ones. So they're coming in at size 9, size 10 to make sure that they open really easy and are snag resistant. What you also find with this is, instead of using the AquaGuard zips, all of where the zipper tracts are, you'll find that they all have a really thick rain hood that goes over them sufficiently enough so that if there's going to be any rain, it will just wash over the top instead of getting straight into there. Around the sides of the pack, you'll notice that we have some PALS webbing so that it's fully compliant with any sort of MOLLE systems. There's some on the front here, and again you've got some on the back, on the side. On the bottom here, there are lashing points if you want to put bed rolls, if you're going to use this whilst out and about in the country. That's one thing, and again, it's just little things like this that 511 have thought about that really other manufacturers don't even consider putting on there, and it's a strange thing. Just simple lashing points can be so much useful. Even city living, you want to take your jacket off, lash it to the bottom, you can carry on walking around. On the front here we have the organisation panel, which I've kind of already shown you, but the organisation panel in here is perfectly suited, and it's just enough zips and pockets and things to get your stuff in and out of. And as I say, there's now some new mag pockets on the front if you need to. Up at the top here you have a name strip hook and loop panel. There's also one on the front here, and then above that is another pocket, easy access pocket, which is great for things like keys, your wallets, maybe your mobile phone. Although now with the fleece line pocket at the back, putting your mobile phone in there just make sure that it's not going to get scratched or anything. On the sides you have two DURAFLEX buckles, so if you need to cinch this down at all at any point you can do. And as you expect with a lot of military style packs, you have a full clamshell opening. In here I've got an extra jacket just in case it gets cold, a litre bottle, a pouch that I keep all of my EDC items in there, and a charger. And then here on the back you can see this is where the new padded laptop section is. The front panel, when it's unzipped, There's also 2 mesh pockets in there that make easy access to cables or anything like that if you're using this for general EDC, that you can put in there to make sure they're stowed away. Because they're nice thick mesh, it also makes it a lot easier to be able to see what's in there as well. Last but not least, moving to the back of the pack, we'll just move the straps away for a quick second, and you'll notice that there is a hydration system here, which is a double zip, so it opens on both sides if you need to, or each of those can be pulled over so that you can put a hydration system into there. There's also a rigid back panel that you can remove from the back if you want to, if it's going to go round a plate carrier or anything like that, you want it to mould a little bit more, you can do that. Here on the side you also have 2 2-inch loops, so if you want to add a belt to it. Last thing really to talk about is the suspension system. So the 511 Rush series have used a yoke style suspension system since they started. So instead of having 2 independent straps, the straps come together here at the top in a yoke. So the yoke is the back of your jacket, that strip that goes across the back, so it covers that whole area across your shoulders. What that means is when you're carrying this, it makes it very easy across the shoulders, whether you're carrying a small amount in there, whether you're carrying a large amount in there. It's actually just really nice. Finished off with a sternum strap. I know there's quite a few people not fans of the sternum straps. Personally, I quite like the sternum strap, mainly because it just takes a little bit of pressure off the shoulders. The straps are nice, really well padded, so there's some great cushioning there, and if you need to, there are also quick release buckles here as well if you need to be able to ditch your pack. Now, I mentioned that this is the first of my iconic packs series, and the reason that I've come to that decision, normally at this point I'd try and find some photos to re-emphasize this point, but out of respect for the servicemen and women coming back from war, I've decided not to. But just Google servicemen and women coming back from wherever they've been, and I guarantee 90% of those will be carrying this pack. 511 themselves talk about it being tried and tested, and this is tried and tested in the field of war, and a lot of those people have come back and they've decided to use these as in the civilian life, and the EDC community have absolutely lapped it up, and that is why for me the 511 Rush series, specifically here we've got the Rush 2.0 series, has got my first seal of approval on its iconic legendary status. Hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, there's going to be some more of these. I'll try not to waffle too much in the next ones. There are some affiliate links down below if you want to use those affiliate links. That will help out my channel, and that'll be awesome. I'll also leave some links to me on social media if you'd like to follow me, Moorlander_EDC. That'd be awesome. Like, subscribe, share, you know the deal. But for now, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC.
Wow.